Archie. Here. Baronis.
Present.
Bolin.
Present.
Gadding.
Present.
Johnston.
Present.
Verret.
Present.
Williams.
Present. Thank you. Quorum is present. Can we stand and join in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If we could, I'm sorry, I let you sit down. If we could stay standing for a moment, I'd like to request a moment of silence. The school district has lost 2 students in the past month. Jesus Ariel Lopez, and last week, Jameer Frazier. So if we could join in a moment of silence. Thank you. I would like to announce that tonight and going forward, we also have real-time translation occurring in Spanish. So please spread the news of that, because that's an important community addition to our board meetings.
She's over there.
Okay. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, moving ahead in the agenda, we go to the superintendent's report. First, we start out with good news.
Dr. Gilbert?
Good evening. We have 3 exciting items for good news to share with you, 2 of which are donations. Our Early Childhood Center received a gift from the Bourbon Day Friendship Festival for $1,000. So I'd like to thank them for that donation, and congratulations to the Early Childhood Program. The other donation is for Kankakee High School and the Girls Flag Football Program. We'd like to thank the Chicago Bears for donating $2,500 to help start the Girls Flag Football team. So thank you very much.
Okay, all right.
Our third good news to share is regarding extended school year. And we'd like to ensure that we recognize the wonderful time that was had during ESY, Extended School Year Services. Almost 80 students participated in our extended school year program. So kudos to the staff for their strength and commitment, as well as Dr. Clody for her leadership, as well as our building coordinators for all their work this summer. So that is our good news.
That's great
All right.
news. Thank you. All right, instruction, Dr. Gilbert, you're already there, so I have a sense you're ready to go.
There we go. So we wanted to provide for you an update regarding registration. So a few photos you see. The first photo on the right, on last Thursday, July 18th, we held a community registration event, and the first family there is that first family on the right, so we're very excited to have this event. We also had the K's food truck there. And serve some delicious opportunities for us. So prior to the event, we had about 2,149 families registered. At the conclusion of the event Thursday, we had an additional 149 families complete their registration. You will see verified pending, which means there's some additional updates to the registration process that have to take place. Not verified are the families that we're still waiting on. And then started but not completed parents have started the registration process, but they have not yet completed it yet. By building, this is our breakdown. So this is as of this morning. So we had some additional registrations take place after the last data. We're at 1,974 families yet that we're looking to register prior to the beginning of the school year. So by building here, you can see how many have been verified and what the building totals include. A lot of good things. Our principals are planning a lot of wonderful events I know there's one coming up at Taft very soon that I think is a combination for some different schools, and I do believe the K's food truck will be there as well for any families that complete their registration for their event. But really, most importantly, we very much encourage our families to register for school. 4 reasons why. If you want bus transportation that first day of school,
Right.
Mr. Tudor and his team need to know by this Friday, July 26th. So please, family, friends out there, complete your registration by this Friday so we can make sure that you have transportation for the first day of school. Additionally, as you have changes in phone numbers, emails, et cetera, this allows us to make sure we have all the updated information we need to continue to communicate with you. Allows for you as a family to also ensure you have your physicals and immunizations in place. And most importantly, it's one less thing on your to-do list to complete. So go ahead and get those registrations in by this Friday, please. I do want to make sure we recognize all the folks that helped pull the event last Thursday together, including Rebecca Parks, who was instrumental in bringing several of our community partners together, Ronnie Wilcox, Sam Jordan, Dan Dannenberg, Joel, Rachel. We had a team of translators that were also available, so thank you, Ms. Petty, for pulling that together, and we have our translators listed. Kay's Kitchen, and then we had several administrative assistants from a lot of buildings around the district come and dedicate a large portion of their time. We have their names listed here to help support the registration process. So without many of these individuals, we would not have had as successful of an event last week.
Great.
Here are the community partners that were there. I do want to also share that Rise and Thrive Wellness did provide some in-time grief support as well that some of our families also participated in last Thursday. So again, here are a few more pictures that kind of pulled together some of our friends and family that were attending the event on Thursday. I want to close with, we have our district-wide open house also coming up on Monday, August 26th. Our pre-K families are invited to attend their sites from 12 until 6. And then our K through 12th grade open house will take place from 3 to 6 on Monday, August 26th. So hopefully sharing with our families in advance so that you have some time to create your schedule openings, to be able to come in, meet the principals, teachers, et cetera, all before, well, actually after the start of school, but in anticipation of an excellent school year. So that is our update for this evening.
All right, thank you. Moving ahead to finance and business.
Good evening. Just wanted to touch base on a little bit of the financial documentation that was put in the board packet this week. And, excuse me, the chair was a little further back. I'm not that tall, sorry. I just wanted to highlight a couple of things just to make sure that they're understood by the public and the board. If you look at our monthly report, which has a lot more colors than this one. The business office printer does not do color. I just want everybody to know that. We're 7 cents a page, I'm just saying. So, however, we had about $90 million in revenue and about almost $104 million in expenses, which means we did spend about almost $14 million more than we brought in. Some of that was by design. There was some of that deliberately spent to complete construction projects and things like that. But we want to be sure, as we look at our ending balance, that we try to have, the gold standard is 3 to 6 months of reserves, which for a $100 million budget is somewhere between $25 million and $50 million. So we want to make sure going forward, as we work on our budgets and work on our spending, that we try to build the reserves so that we have at least that 3 months or more in case something happens, we don't get a payment, what have you, we can withstand the storm without pulling money out of the bank, so to speak. As far as our revenues go, there's a couple of things in there. We had $96 million budgeted. We have $90 million now. We do have some federal grants that don't wrap up until the end of August. just by law, and there's quite a bit of money in those. So once that's done, they should be much closer to the mark there. And most of our expenses that are outstanding also are related to those grants because they don't get booked out until the end of August. So just to make everyone aware of those things. And all the fund balances and everything are there. We're in a pretty good spot right now to take a pause and kind of look at our position and start making some decisions about our priorities going forward. And that is my intent over the next several months to engage with you to do that and make sure that we get where we want to be as quickly as possible and do as much as we can for our students. So that's all I wanted to present this evening, just something short and sweet and uplifting as money can be.
And your committee meeting is Thursday night?
Yes, it is.
And we have a fairly long agenda for that.
We do.
Okay,
We have guest speakers and everything.
thank you. Human Resources Personnel, Ms. Fountain?
Good evening. So we're currently still hiring for our school district. We have posted on several websites, and we're just continuing to advertise so that we can fill our open positions. The open positions, as they stand right now, Pregler has one open position. Taft is fully staffed, so grateful for that. Steuben has 2 open positions, Twain 2, Edison 1, King 5, Kennedy 6, and these are again teaching positions. LCC 2, the junior high 2, KHS 4. Technology, we have 2 positions open. Instructional program / technology is 1. Again, these are teaching positions. We do have some position opens for permanent subs that our buildings are continuing to hire. And they have spoken to each one of them on today, and they have several interviews lined up. So we're looking forward to a successful outcome of their interviewing process. And just a reminder, for positions at Pregler, we have Ms. Pamela Powell as the director, Taft, Ms. Kendra Leffridge is the principal, Twain, Dr. Vernita Sims, Edison, Mr. Kel Kuster, Steuben, Ms. Crosley, Lincoln Cultural Center, Ms. West, Kennedy, Ms. Arsenal Anderson, King, Ms. Jackson, and I'm just naming the principals at this time. For the junior high, we have Ms. Glenn, and for the high school, Dr. Brass. For positions for buildings and grounds, Mr. Draper, food service, Mr. Anderson, technology, Mr. Danningberg, and transportation, Mr. Tudor. Are there any questions?
Any questions? No. All right,
Thank you.
keep recruiting.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Dr. Lance?
Yeah.
You had some comments?
Yeah, I really just wanted to take this opportunity to acknowledge and highlight the leadership team. So last week, all the school principals and the directors, we were together for 3 solid days. And I tell you, it just warmed my heart. I love them. I love them already. So I just want, can y'all just stand up? Because I want folks to know who this leadership team is. They were just, they brought tears to my eyes, y'all. But in all seriousness, and you can sit down, 3 days, and we started off each day with some fun activities. One was led by myself, and then the following 2 days, our schools led them. The junior high school led the second day. And it was, I lost, my team, we lost both rounds. And then the last day, Dr. Brass and his team, what do you call it, rock, paper, scissors? Yeah, so that was amazing. But in addition to the fun, it was just a lot of learning. And they all just dug right in to working, to wanting to create systems and processes, whether it was regarding attendance, whether it was about uniforms, everything. And I just want to say very publicly that I am so thankful that I get to work alongside all of you. So thank you.
Okay, moving on to public comments. Did we have anybody sign up? There are no public comments. Then moving on to the consent agenda, and first of all, are there any requests to remove any item from the consent agenda? Hearing none, are there any questions on any item on the consent agenda? There is one change in the hiring, and that is that Mr. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Blanchett is being hired as a high school social studies instructor, not a permanent sub. So making that change, is there a motion to approve? Are there any other issues related to the consent agenda? If not, I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So move.
A motion is made by Mr. Gathing. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Williams. Are there any other discussions or concerns? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Archie?
Yes.
Baronis?
Yes.
Gathing?
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
Verret?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Bolin?
Yes. 7 ayes, 0 noes, the motion carries. Ms. Baronis' suggestion, and I don't have the list of people we just hired, but we will make sure I have the list next time, but to those we just hired, congratulations. We look forward to all of those becoming a part of the team that's going to improve and continue to improve our students' achievement in education. There are action items. The first is an approval of a contract with Molly Lovell as a speech pathologist. Is there a motion to approve?
So move. Can we do those, the first three in Moss contracts with?
Combine the three.
Combine the three?
Okay,
Yes.
the three consultant contracts, that would be Molly Lovell, speech pathologist. Teresa Jackson is a certified behavior analyst, board certified behavior analyst, and Mr. Charles Parsons as the psychologist. Is there a motion to approve the contracts of those three folks?
So moved.
You move?
Yes.
Ms. Baronis moves,
Second.
second by Ms. Johnston.
I thought I made the motion.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I made the motion, and she second.
right.
I was waiting for her second.
All right, so Ms. Johnson, can I show a joint second by Ms. Baronis and Ms. Johnston?
Yeah, you can do that.
Any discussion on these three contracts? Hearing none, call the roll.
Baronis?
Yes.
Gathing?
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
Verret?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Archie?
Yes.
Bolin?
Yes. 7 ayes, 0 noes, motion carries. Next is approval of a spending resolution. This is what allows us to keep spending and paying our bills until, at the same level as current authorization, until we get the budget in place.
So move.
Moved by Mr. Gathing. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Williams to approve the continuing spending resolution. Any discussion? Any questions? Hearing none, call the roll.
Gathing?
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
Verret?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Archie?
Yes.
Baronis?
Yes.
Bolin?
Yes, 7 ayes, 0 noes, motion carries. The next is the approval for the authorization to develop the tentative budget for fiscal year 2025. Do I have a motion to approve that resolution?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Gathing. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Johnston. Okay, any discussion? Any debate? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Johnston?
Yes.
Verret?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Archie?
Yes.
Baronis?
Yes.
Gathing?
Yes.
Bolin?
Yes. Motion carries, 7 ayes, 0 nays. The last is the approval for the public hearing date for the annual budget that's we just approved the development of. Is set for September 9th, 2024. I'm assuming it will be immediately prior to the regular board meeting on that night. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Gathing. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Johnston. Any debate, any questions? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Verret?
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Archie,
Yes.
Baronis,
Yes.
Gathing,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Bolin,
Yes. Motion carries, 7 ayes, 0 nays. You have the information and proposals that are listed, primarily dealing with the bill run and the monthly report statement of revenues and expenses. Any questions on any of those? None. This week, reminding you that Friday and Saturday, we will have a school board retreat to set goals with Dr. Lance and to work on procedures. And finally, our next board meeting is August 12th, and that will be at the junior high. Anything else from any board member for the good of the board or the community?
Heidi, just real quick, I know Dr. Gilbert already spoke on it, but I was able to stop by at registration, and thank you again to everyone that was involved. It was very nice to know that there was kind of like a one-stop shop for parents, especially when you have multiple kids, and immunization information was available. So all the information that parents needed for registration was available. So thank you all for getting that together, and it was nice to see the community center being used and utilized for our families. So thank you again.
Anybody else? I need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Moved by Mr. Kevin, seconded by Ms. Archie. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much.